There's so many beautiful moments to be experienced. There's so much in life that is happening right now, right in front of us. With the blink of an eye, we could miss it all. We might miss it because we're so busy with our day-to-day lives, because we're distracted by the digital world instead of the real one, or because we let our minds drown out these beautiful moments with our own thoughts and our own anxiety. We're pulled in two directions. We're pulled towards the past as we keep wanting to look back, and we gravitate towards the future as we keep looking ahead. Carpe diem, they say, seize the day, but just how many of us are really seizing? Living in this present moment isn't easy, but I really do recognise the power of now. After all, it's all we have. And slowly I'm learning how to live in the moment more and more. Today I want to share 3 things that help me get back to the present moment whenever my mind starts to slip away to the past, to the future, or to today's distractions. The overview effect. So there's this really interesting phenomenon that occurs when astronauts go to space. It's called the overview effect, and it's basically how astronauts have reported feeling completely transformed when they go to space and see Earth.
My eyes looking through glass at Earth from space, it was almost overwhelming.
And so I think it's kind of overload for your brain and processing all of that at once because it just isn't used to that.
You know, it's really hard to describe something like that because it's not just cerebral, it's emotional, it's kind of all encompassing.
I just was, feeling something as I was staring at this view of the whole thing. And it moved me to tears unknowingly.
They come back to Earth feeling really overwhelmed with emotion and filled with this sense of wonder. They see themselves and the world differently. They feel this greater sense of connection and they have a greater perspective. So these astronauts basically go to space and they experience this feeling of awe. Awe basically occurs when we experience something that our heads can't completely wrap around. It opens our eyes up to more than we've ever experienced or ever known. The feeling of awe is so powerful because it makes you realize how insignificant really small daily things in our daily lives can be. In fact, awe has actually scientifically been proven to slow down our perception of time and feel more present. So obviously we can't all go to space and experience awe through the overview effect, but we can experience awe in our day-to-day lives. All we really have to do is to see the wonder and see the magic in things every day. You could stare at a candle and be mesmerized by the shape of the flame. You could get lost in watching the different shapes and the uniform movement of the clouds. You could watch the trees dance with the wind, and you could watch your own footsteps mark the earth. It doesn't have to even be awe from nature. It could just be watching a movie at the cinema and watching a beautiful story unfold. You could travel and see more of the world, or it could be something much simpler, like drawing, dancing, sitting in silence, or just breathing. So to some degree, I think we can experience this feeling of awe in any way, in anything that we do, just by choosing to look at something in that way. So by creating this feeling of awe in your day-to-day life, you'll not only feel the magnitude of life, but you'll become more grounded in the present moment as you realize how insignificant everything else is. Tune into yourself. I think there are so many ways to tune into yourself, but in today's video I want to share just 3. So the first is tuning into your own body. So because our bodies are our vessels for life, I think being able to tune into our body does help to give us a greater sense of connection to this present moment and to life in general. So for example, one way you could do this is with a meditation technique which is called a body scan. So you basically scan your body from head to toe and you bring attention to every single part of your body, trying to become aware of any of the feelings or sensations that you feel. Another way that you can tune into your own body is by doing things like yoga, and this is actually one of my favorite reasons for doing yoga because anytime that I do yoga I find that the day after I feel so much more connected and aware of my own body. The second way that you can tune into yourself in order to get back into the present moment is to tune into your senses. I really love the 5-4-3-2-1 technique, which I use every time I overthink or start to feel really anxious. So it involves naming or thinking about 5 things that you see right now. It could be a chair, plants, a cup of tea, books, and a window. Then you think about 4 things that you can feel or touch: the socks on your feet, a rug beneath you, hair on your shoulders, and the sun on your skin. You then think of 3 things that you can hear right now. So this could be the sound of people talking outside, a dog barking, or the sound of traffic outside. You then think about 2 things that you can smell. So for example, toast or the smell of your perfume. And then you think about one thing that you could taste. So for example, it could be the toothpaste that you brushed your teeth with this morning. Our senses are so powerful, and this is one of my favorite techniques to get back into the present moment, and it really does help to calm me down. And then the final way that I like to tune back in with myself is through breathing. So obviously there's so many different breathing techniques which are used in meditation, but this could be as simple as just stopping and slowing down and trying to focus on what your breathing is like right now. You're not trying to force it, you're just noticing it. You're just thinking about what your exhale is like and what your inhale is like. And the best part about it is we're always breathing, which means it's always at our disposal to use to get back into this present moment. Lose track of time. This is going to sound like a complete paradox, but just bear with me. You know when you're having the most amazing day ever and really enjoying yourself, and before you know it, it's the end of the day. You feel like you just blinked and the day was over. It's because you're in a flow state. Flow occurs whenever you're so engrossed in something that you lose track of everything else around you. You're probably thinking, wait, how does losing track of everything else around me help me get back into this present moment? I guess the thing with flow is that you are in the moment. You're so deeply engaged, so blissfully in the moment that nothing can distract you from that, not even your own thoughts. Minutes and hours pass without you realizing. I actually think that maybe when we're in a flow state, we're living more then than we are at any other moment. It's not always easy because so many things are trying to get our attention, but like I said, sometimes we're in a flow state just simply by enjoying ourselves. So yes, it could be bigger things like traveling, having a great day out with your friends, or dancing the night away, but it could also be the daily little things like immersing yourself in music or working on something that really excites you. I just feel that when we're truly living our lives and truly enjoying the present moment, we won't stop to think about the time, we'll just be experiencing it. This present moment has already come and gone, and that's why we always need to enjoy it. So stay intentional and go create some magic.